We do have some breaking news. An Arizona Department of Public Safety trooper hurt after a shooting in Phoenix. This played over several different areas of West Phoenix. It started near 21st Avenue in Thomas, moved to 35th Avenue in Holly, then ending up at 36th Avenue in Virginia. We do have team coverage for you tonight with crews heading to each of these locations, working to piece together what happened out there. We start with our Nicole Grigg, who just got an update from police. Nicole?
Yeah, Katie, we're learning it's not just that trooper who was injured, but also a Phoenix police officer. Now, there are 4 scenes total. This one that I'm in, 3 others are in this immediate neighborhood. It all ended right down the road where that suspect allegedly took off, crashing into a wall after Phoenix police exchanged gunfire with this suspect. Now, the suspect shot at 2 Phoenix officers. One of them, we're told, was injured because of shrapnel after the bullet entered that windshield. Now, a few miles away from this scene, a neighbor sharing this video with me showing other law enforcement helping that trooper on the ground before we see ambulances arriving to take that trooper to the hospital. Now, Phoenix police say there are several scenes, but it all started off of 21st Avenue in Thomas. We're told this all started because that trooper initiated a traffic stop. We saw several police evidence markers on the ground around the trooper's vehicle where he was shot. We do know that trooper who was shot is expected to survive. Sources telling us the DPS trooper was shot in the leg. We asked Phoenix police about how this exchange of gunfire went through multiple miles up and down different roads.
We're very fortunate. I know we had 2 injured officers today, but we're extremely fortunate that there was no citizens that were hurt or any other community members during this incident. It did span this entire neighborhood, really.
Officers who responded to this scene.
So Phoenix police telling us that both the trooper and that Phoenix police officer may be released from the hospital as soon as tonight. So we'll, of course, continue to follow this and bring you the latest. We're live in Phoenix. Nicole Grigg, ABC15 Arizona.
Nicole, thank you. And that shooting blocks from where it started. The suspect leading police on the pursuit through neighborhood streets, and some of that was caught on camera as well. Our Zach Crenshaw with that video for us tonight. Zach?
Yeah, Katie, you know, as Nicole just mentioned, this neighborhood that we're in right now was actually kind of the culmination of that chase and had both gunfire and then the crash. Down this road behind me is where that suspect crashed his Kia into a cinder block wall and then was pronounced dead. One of the things Phoenix police detectives are trying to figure out right now, did that suspect die in the crash? Did the suspect die in a self-inflicted gunshot wound, or was he shot and killed by officers in that exchange of gunfire just blocks away in this neighborhood? Now, we were the only crew on scene as the SWAT team arrived, followed by paramedics minutes later. They actually used a drone to go over that suspect's car because they didn't want to put more officers in danger approaching too soon if he was alive. For more than an hour today, we saw multiple police helicopters, both DPS and Phoenix, overhead as officers assessed this chaotic situation. We also spoke with a grandma in this neighborhood who heard the sirens, then stepped outside to see the suspect drive by, followed by more than 5 marked and undercover police officers.
Looked like everybody was chasing him down to the church area, which is a dead end. So apparently he tried to go through the brick wall, and I think that's when all the cops caught him.
You know, at the height of that chaos, we saw a lot of officers out of their vehicles with the rifles and shotguns. And as Nicole mentioned, there was exchanges of gunfire in this neighborhood. One of the officers, the Phoenix officers, shooting at that suspect's car with a rifle. And we're told the car that is still down here at the end of this block had multiple bullet holes in it. And then also the suspect successfully hitting the windshield of one of the Phoenix officers. Now, fortunately, that officer just hit with shrapnel from the glass, probably missed by inches by that bullet. But obviously, one of the things they're still trying to figure out were any homes or any other vehicles hit in that exchange of gunfire. They are still processing a very large scene throughout this neighborhood. They're also still trying to figure out who the suspect is. They said they have not been able to go and look for an ID in his pockets or his phone. So that's one of the things they're trying to figure out. At the end of the day, neighbors here say they're just happy everyone else in this area was okay. Live in Phoenix at Crenshaw, ABC15 Arizona.
Yeah, we're lucky they were all okay. Let's bring in our Ashley Holden now, who's at a separate scene that police now say is connected to all of this. Ashley?
And really, just within the last few minutes, we have learned how this is connected. This is a home near 27th Avenue and Roosevelt, and you can see police actually just putting this tape up. There was some more up earlier, but it looked like it came down. They just taped this off. You can see that they still have quite a few police officers here. Now, we just learned that Phoenix police say that they saw the suspect pulling into a home near where I'm standing and then leaving. And in our exclusive video here, take a look. You can see at one point SWAT was here, drones were up, and it looked like they had this black car that you might have just seen in front of a home, kind of blocked in. Police say they're working to learn the suspect's connection to this house, but they say he was here for a short time. Again, this is not far from one of the other scenes mentioned. There are really quite a few. The other scene near 36th Avenue and in we spoke with a man who lives nearby. He gave us these pictures but didn't want to share his face or name. We just learned about this scene as well. You heard Zach talk about it a little bit, but this man, he was outside his home when he and his girlfriend heard gunshots and they saw someone driving and shooting at police right in front of his house with his kids inside.
At first, they didn't even sound like gunshots. They didn't even sound that loud until I seen the guy driving up and I seen the bullet holes. And that's when he started firing right here in front of us. It all happened so fast. And I just happy the cops are okay.
Now, he is also happy his family is safe as well. He was kind of checking his yard as we were leaving, but police say there was an officer from that scene transported for possible shrapnel injuries, as we've been telling you. And again, just learning a lot of these details in the last few minutes. We were at St. Joseph's Hospital earlier where we saw troopers arriving. We do know the trooper that was injured in all of this, really at the original scene. We know that they are expected to be okay. For now, live in Phoenix, Ashley Holden, ABC15 Arizona. We'll send it back to you, Katie.
Yes, Ashley, thank you. And we are continuing to follow this story throughout the night as it develops. If we learn new information throughout this newscast, we'll bring it to you right here on air or online at abc15.com.